Hey friends, it's Amber from Gear, Glasses, and Gadgets, and today I wanted to give you my top tips for how to be successful at bridal shows. My eye is twitching. Garrett and I have been shooting weddings for over 14 years. One of the major marketing strategies that we utilized whenever we first started were bridal shows. I think there was one year we did 6 or 7 in one bridal show season. We live in a small town, and so we did all the regional shows around us, and that totaled out to be about 6 or 7. I do not recommend that you do that unless you also live in a small town, but my unofficial tip for you is to find a bridal show that has couples that qualify for your price point and the type of product you produce. For us, that means going to smaller, more intimate bridal shows that maybe charge the couple to come and limit the amount of vendors that are there. So maybe there's only 2 filmmakers or 2 photographers, 2 or 3 from each category. They keep it small. Those are the type of bridal shows that we like to do now. At one point in time, though, we were doing bridal shows that cater to thousands of brides in our area, and it was very overwhelming, but it worked for us then, and I think that there's a place for those type of bridal shows.
Yes, I love you, beautiful.
Well, thank you. Thank you, darling. All right, number 1, don't flood your couple with too much information. Bridal shows can be very overwhelming, not only for us as vendors, but for the bride especially. They are talking to countless vendors in the course of an hour or 2, and they're getting so much information. Odds are a lot of what you say isn't gonna stick anyway. From that being said, you wanna make sure you have your beautiful videos showcasing your awesome work behind you, and you have great literature to put in those take-home bags. So that way, whenever they get home and they dump all of those cards out that they've received, they say, oh look, there's Dynamics. I remember their videos being cool. Let's go check out their website. They're not gonna remember what we said necessarily, but they're gonna remember the impact our videos gave them and how we made them feel. How's my makeup look? Number 2, let your personality show through. Whenever you are engaging with couples on a bridal show day, make sure you are letting your personality show through, because they are going to hire who they like the best. Let's say there are 2 filmmakers that have an equal amount of awesome wedding films and they love both of the work. You know who they're gonna go with? The person that they connected with the most and the person who they just liked the most. So your videos may not necessarily be any better or worse, they just liked a certain personality better, and that makes a huge difference because they're gonna spend a lot of time with you on the wedding day. They want it to be with someone they like. Along the same lines of letting your personality show through, you do definitely want to engage everyone that walks by. That does not mean going out and pulling people who are not interested in wedding video, but looking up and getting off of your phones and not scrolling through Instagram whenever there are people around. I know that's really hard to do, but whenever you are, looking up and naturally engaged with the people around you, brides are going to be attracted to that. I am much more attracted to someone whenever, they're looking at me instead of looking at their phone. Like, I want to talk to someone who's looking at me or looking up and not with their head buried down. So make sure that you put your phone in the back, check it a few times, take your selfies before the brides come in, and engage with everyone around you. I just heard a really loud truck. Did you hear it? Still there. Number 3, do not be a skeezy car salesman.
Anyway, let's get serious. You want to buy this car, what? Yay or nay?
Well, I don't know. We have to think about it.
Yeah. What's there to think about? I mean, you told me you liked it. You asked me 10,000 questions. I answered every single one of them.
I'm the type of person who does not like pressure sales tactics. And I know a lot of millennial couples don't like that either. So we do not recommend you using the, book today and get $500 off, or book now and you get this, or book now and we will give you something else. That is gonna close a lot of people off to what you're selling. A lot of bridal magazines and blogs actually tell the couple to not book those type of vendors because you're probably not gonna get everything you think you are. Now, we have done a bridal show once that encouraged us to gift the bride something. So instead of subtracting or devaluing yourself, we added something. So at that time, we were giving away, if they booked us within 30 days of the bridal show, they would get a free gift, which was like a USB drive or something simple like that. So that's the type of tactic that will work, but we do not recommend pressure sales tactics because that is the quickest way to send the bride packing.
Look, what about the light? What about this?
You cannot talk to customers like that.
You're not a customer as far as I'm concerned. You want to buy the car or not?
Not from you.
One quick thing to note though, is we never walk into a bridal show expecting to close the deal. We've done countless bridal shows, probably over 100, and I think in all of that time, we've maybe booked 5 brides on the day. 2 of them already knew who we were, so don't expect to do a bridal show and book on the day. Always make sure you have contracts there, of course, but don't expect to book on the day because that's a lot of money and the bride probably needs to think about it. So just make sure that you get mentally prepared for not closing on the day.
Did you sell any cars?
Almost.
Number 4, brides do not care about your tech specs.
Such an instrument is the turboencapulator. It is produced by the modal interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive directance.
Whenever we first started shooting weddings and going and doing bridal shows, I would watch Garrett interact with a bride, and whenever he started talking about tech specs and what cameras we use and what thing we have and this and that, eyes glaze over. They don't care. You know what the bride or the couple cares about is the end product. They want it to look beautiful. They don't care. There are a few that, want to make sure that, you have a drone or you have this, but most of the time they don't care.
The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the 2 spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panometric fan.
If they see your work up on a beautiful screen and it looks great and they go to your website and your videos look great, they don't care about what equipment you use. So we have fallen into the trap of actually having our cameras and everything with us at the bridal show. A couple of our very first bridal shows, we brought our cameras with us and a tripod. We even brought a jib with us. So we just thought it detracted from the look of our booth and it detracts from the videos that you're showcasing. We like to err on the side of minimalism with our booths and keep our booths a little more simple. Yeah, I don't think that brides really care about, your camera, no matter what you're shooting on. They don't care. So stay away from that unless they specifically ask you specific questions about gear. Then go right ahead.
It may also be employed in conjunction with a drawn reciprocation dingle arm to reduce sinusoidal repleneration.
Number 5, last one. Number 5, get out of your booth. This one can seem like a no-brainer.
Seems terribly difficult. No, it isn't, is it?
We get so wrapped up in talking to brides and making sure your booth is perfect and, you might be a little nervous on the day, but we have made some of our long-lasting friendships and referral base from talking to the vendors around us and across the place.
Who are you? I must be dreaming.
Now, that does not mean you go to a wedding planner and give her a stack of cards and say, hey, recommend me.
Hi, I'm Plenty.
But of course you are.
You act like a person and you say, hey, how are you? What's your business? Talk about them. Don't talk about yourself the whole time.
Bond. James Bond.
And whenever they ask you what you do, then you talk about what you do.
World domination. Same old dream.
But still, make sure that you are interacting and engaging with the vendors not only around you, but across the building as well. All right, as a quick wrap up and overview of what we spoke about, number 1 is don't give the couple too much information. Number 2 then is let your personality shine through. Number 3, don't use pressure sales tactics. Number 4 is brides don't give a crap about your tech specs. And number 5 is network. I really hope this video helped you out and I hope you have an amazing, successful bridal show season this year. Thank you so much for watching and LLAP friends.
And we're here with Amber of Dynamics. Now, Amber, you've really taken the whole filming of a wedding to a whole new level for this area. What is it that you guys do that sets you apart from everybody else?
Well, we just try to have a great time with the bride and groom and really show the chemistry and the energy surrounding that day and reflect that in a creative manner. So, yeah, that's what we do.
Multiple angles?
Yes, we usually run at least 3 cameras throughout the whole day and then edit them creatively in the post. So you get something that's not boring and stale. It's very content-rich and energetic. So it's not something that you're going to watch once and throw in the closet. We have brides tell us that they watch our videos 3 or 4 times a week.
All right, so if you want to remember your wedding in a great way, how would someone contact you?
Our website, Dynamics.com. That's EYENAMICS.
All right, that's Amber from Dynamics. It's a great way to remember your wedding. It's Amber, it's Dynamics at the 2012 Wabash Valley Bridal Showcase.